Hey, it's me again. I wanted to make a video explaining the credit card that I mentioned in my last video. I didn't have time to, and it's been a long time since I've been able to make another video because I've been really busy. But I wanted to go ahead and tag that subject and explain to you why that credit card is a very big, huge part of why Kurt Cobain's case needs to be reopened. I recently got a few comments from someone who was really angry for some reason. You know, I posted one comment on a video telling people, hey, if you are interested and you want to learn a little bit about the type of investigation that Kurt Cobain received and how botched it was and how the police deliberately did certain things that just totally just messed it all up, I told them where they could go to view that. I told them to go to CobainCase.com. Now, I did have someone who replied to I think about maybe two or three of those comments that I left, because I do go around on any video that pretty much has anything to do with Nirvana or Kurt or Courtney Love or anything, because I know that the people watching those videos are going to care either about Kurt Cobain or they're going to care about Courtney Love. And I would hope that even if you do care about Courtney Love, you would want to know what type of things are being said and what she's being blamed for, okay? It's totally ignorant to just be like, oh, well, I like her music, so she couldn't have done what people think she did, or she couldn't have had any part of it, or whatever. And you know, that's real ignorant, because you don't really know Courtney Love personally. You just like her music. And I must admit, there are some songs on one album, like I think maybe one song of hers that I think is pretty cool, you know, but I don't like her, okay? I think that she had something to do with Kurt's death, but that's just my opinion, and the only thing I'm here to do is just get people to know the truth. And whatever opinion you arrive at, that is perfectly fine. Like, if you don't even agree that Kurt was killed, but yet you saw all the evidence, which I don't even think that's possible. I really don't think it's possible for someone to have seen all the evidence and then say, oh yeah, I believe he committed suicide, because all the evidence don't even point to suicide, they point to murder. So if anyone ever says that, I know they're lying. I know that they didn't read all the evidence. I know that they're just saying that because they don't want to have a fight. And I respect that. I respect that they don't want to have an argument. Of course, I'm not going to argue with anyone. I don't do that. I don't try to force people to believe in something that they're not going to believe in. But I do know that if someone tells me, oh, well, I've already read all the evidence, you know, I just think that he killed himself, I already know they're lying, you know. But I just wanted to go over the credit card because I had a comment person who told me, you're stupid because the transactions on a card can go through days later. And I'm like, okay, so this person obviously doesn't even know what they're talking about. They haven't done any research and they don't know anything, because we are specifically talking about Kurt Cobain's bank and his credit card. We are not talking about everybody else, okay? We're talking about specifically Kurt. Don't you think that I'm going to do my research before I start talking about a credit card transactions being attempted when it's a lie? It's not a lie. It's true. So I'm going to go ahead and read from the Cobain Case Study Manual that has all the information that a lot of you viewers are not going to know. You guys are not going to know any of this until you probably get this book or until you start doing some research. Okay. Here's what I wanted to tell you about the card. For those of you who do not know, and for those of you who want to go around and open up your mouth and say a lot of stuff, but you don't even know what you're talking about. So this is specifically to anybody who, you know, wants to know, and to people who think they already know, because you don't. All right. This is says here. Here's how the Seattle media spokesperson responded to this crucial piece of evidence, which points directly to foul play in the death of Kurt Cobain. Officer O'Donnell said, "The information we've been able to receive from the bank has only been able to identify for us when the information was logged onto their mainframe computer, and not specifically when the attempt was made or who it was made by." Okay, that statement was just to deliberately misinform you, and to have you infer, because I know this happened. You're sitting on your couch, you hear the you hear Officer O'Donnell say that statement, you think, oh, well, yeah, that's true. You know, when you go buy something, you swipe your card, it does take a while for it to go through. So yeah, so you have people who already are assuming that that's what the officer meant because of his statement. But here's the truth, okay? It says here, when we spoke with the credit card company about the times listed on this record, they informed us that the times listed were probably inaccurate because the transactions attempt don't always get recorded until later. As a result, the actual attempted transaction time may vary from the time listed on the record. Okay, so here you have another basic statement that's coming from the spokesperson from the bank, First Bank, that's Kurt's bank. So technically, Officer O'Donnell was not lying to us, but he wasn't telling us the truth either. Here's the truth. Tom Grant writes, naturally, we asked the credit card company representative to explain just how inaccurate the recorded time might be. Could the discrepancy in time be as much as a day or two? We would need a day or two in order for it to have been possible that Kurt Cobain used that credit card before he died. Okay? That's how much time we would need for what Officer O'Donnell said to be completely true. Here is the statement from the bank representative. This is what he says. He says, no, it would only be a few minutes or in some cases an hour or so, but never a day or more. Okay? So this minor discrepancy in recorded event times does not change the fact that someone had been attempting to use Cobain's credit card on at least 2 occasions after Kurt was already known to be dead. Okay? The Seattle police are completely aware of this. We informed them of the limits to these time discrepancies when we provided them with the original information about the attempted transactions. These details have been checked and rechecked by my office, as well as countless media researchers. So there is something about this case that remains consistent. As they try to cover their tracks, the Seattle police have consistently provided the public with deliberately misleading information. Okay? So that is about the credit card. The credit card was being used when Kurt Cobain was already known to be dead. Okay? So for you, those of you who think, oh, it's totally possible for those charges to go through a little bit later, that's true. But the time we would need for it to be possible that Kurt Cobain used the card himself before he was found dead would be a day or more. But you've already heard me say that that wasn't the case. Okay? For this bank, for Kurt Cobain's bank, and for those transactions attempted on his card, okay, specifically Kurt Cobain's entire case, him, okay, it's impossible that he used that card before he was found dead, okay? When those attempts were made, it was not Kurt. So if you do not know anything about this case and you are the type of person who's loudmouthed and uneducated, you need to do some research before you make yourself look like a fool. Okay? Because I'm not one of the people to just go around talking about something I don't know. Even if I don't believe something and I hear it, I have to go do my research on it because I need to know what the heck is being said. I need to know why people think this. I need to know what the truth is. And I found the truth, and I am just simply giving the truth out to anybody who is interested in learning about this case. I'm not going to go around forcing people to read anything or do anything, but if you're going to come at someone who has more knowledge than you about something, you should just be ready to accept that you don't know what you're talking about, okay? So I made this video, which is something I was already going to do, but I didn't have any time, but I went on ahead and made some time to do this because of a few messages I received from someone. And this person, they didn't even just send me one message. I mean, they even sent me something telling me to go kill myself. And I mean, yeah, of course, I'm not bothered by that because this is just somebody on YouTube who I don't even know or care about who just said that. And then they also said some other stuff about the case, but they don't even know what they were talking about. So I went on ahead and hurried up and made this video to let that person know, because I'm pretty sure they'll try to find my videos, that they're wrong and that they don't know what they're talking about. If you do not know what you're talking about, you cannot comment on this. You cannot say anything to anybody else who knows what they're talking about. Okay? You just have to do the research yourself if you're interested. Okay? You do not have to, but I implore you to. I mean, if you're a fan of Kurt Cobain and you're one of those people who think, oh, you need to let Kurt rest, you know, he wouldn't like this. I totally feel you. I totally understand. But this is about a man who was potentially murdered. Okay? And I really feel that deep in my heart that we all need to be aware of these facts. We all need to learn about it. I mean, if you don't want to talk about it every single day, you don't have to. If it hurts you, you don't have to. But if you're going to be the type of person who's not even going to look at the facts, then you need to just be quiet. Okay? And just let anybody else who is going to look at the facts do what they're going to do. Okay? So this is the book I'm reading out of. I don't think you can see it, but this is this whole book is just completely filled with everything. Okay, just so much more than I know a lot of you do not even know. And I mean, I read this thing and I was just totally blown away. I mean, I was already going for the fact that I think Kurt was, you know, had a botched investigation and a lot of things weren't done properly because they weren't. But as I read this book I just showed you, I mean, I literally just wanted to cry because I just can't believe that they did those things. You know, like, really, you did that? Why did you do that? Why did you lie about this? Why did you tell certain people these things that weren't true? And I think that anybody and everybody needs to hear about this. If you don't care, I mean, that's cool. You know, if you think that it's disrespecting Kurt Cobain, I mean, okay. But there's a lot of things coming out now, and a lot of you guys are going to be blown away by what you find out. And I just hope you're ready for it. So if you do not know anything about Kurt's case, I implore you to go to CobainCase.com. Though everything that's in this book is not on the site, there is a good bit of information that is on the site that you can read. And if you want to learn more, you can get this book. Okay? So I implore you to do that if you want to. So thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something about the credit card. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it.